Hey everybody, how's it going? Grand afternoon, grand evenings, depends on what time you watch this video. I want to do a quick little story about my Myrtle Beach experience, which was very amazing and interesting and challenging all in one trip, which is a lot for those, 4 or 5 days. So it was kind of something. So what I did was me and Chase, the young one, decided to go out to Myrtle Beach with some of our people, family members, to have a birthday party for one of the other young ones. And I said, well, that'd be something different. You know, it's a challenging thing to take your kid out of town to celebrate a birthday, you know, so that was nice. Then they had like scheduled stuff for us to do. So I'm gonna try to make this story quick and short because it's gonna be part 2 of this here because it's a lot of information. But this was interesting, the first part. So the first part of this situation was when it first started off, I wasn't aware. Our hotel room that we were staying at, we were the first ones there before anybody else. So we get our hotel room, and the impression of this hotel room was very bad. It was nasty. I mean, it was just under standards for me, living quarters. I was telling Chase, like, I can't stay here. I didn't trust him to stay there. And luckily he was going to stay with the family members at the Airbnb anyway. So I didn't have to worry about him, but I was worried about myself. But I'm like, at least it's good when I'm just can watch myself compared to have to watch me and my son. So we got to this hotel. It was very, very nasty. The cleaning ladies looked like they were on drugs, and it was like a lot of alcoholic people going back and forth in there. And the room had a refrigerator that smelled like bleach when you open it. I don't know what kind of cleaning process that was, which was like not good. It was missing a door handle. The beds were nasty. The carpet was dirty. The walls were faded. It was dust everywhere. Everything was out of date. It was old fashioned. I'm not going to say the name of the hotel because I don't do stuff like that. It's just simple fact is that it was just a mess. So I told Chase, we're going to stay here for a little bit, but I was telling him, like, I know you can't stay here. And I was kind of concerned about myself staying here because it was just nasty. And I'm thinking, like, all this stuff going on, they should have cleaned up a little bit better. Or just, you know, something. I mean, something simple. So I said, well, this is what we're going to do, Chase. While we're waiting for them, we're going to put our bags and stuff here. And we're going to walk and go get something to eat. So I went back downstairs. And we walked the boardwalk in Myrtle Beach. Nice. Well, the little area we was in was okay because as we walking, I see a lot of people that were like, you know, kind of, you know, hood and they was begging for stuff. I'm like, I left the hood, not just to go back to a hood, which is like confusing to me. But I guess it was the area. So we went and got something to eat. It was okay. And I told Chase, I said, well, don't look at Daddy wrong, but in order for me to actually relax, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I said, let me go to the liquor store and get me a little drinky drink. So went and got me a little drink. And we went back to the hotel room, got us some snacks. Went back to the hotel room. I said, well, what we'll do is we'll stay here until the rest of the people come. Well, more of the people come from the family. And then we'll leave this hotel and go closer to their Airbnb because they had an Airbnb where they all were going to stay. I wasn't going to stay there. I needed my own separate space. So I was like, when they come, I know they're going to have a fit or just snap. They're going to know, like, I don't stay in nothing like this or just crack jokes about me. But when they got there, they didn't say nothing. But the nephews that Chase played with, he was like, man, this room stank, it's nasty. We just started busting up laughing. And I was like, that's our cue. Let's get out of here. So we left out of there and we decided to go to the closest hotel that was much better was the Doubletree Hotel. So we go to the Doubletree Hotel. I'm like, oh, okay. This is more my style. This is more pretty. It's more beautiful. It makes you feel like you're, you know, out of town on vacation. And it was kind of pricey, but I'm like, you know what? Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to pay when you want something nice. So I'm relieved. I feel good. So that was a good vibe. We stayed there. I stayed there at the hotel that night, and then that following morning, I got up, and me and Chase, we was leaving the room, and I got my stuff there now. I got all my stuff here in the hotel, but some told me, say, hey, Cliff, put all your clothes and stuff in the closet. And that's just something I do because I feel like I don't like nothing junky. So I'm like, let me put all this stuff in the closet. But I left my shoes, me and Che left my shoes against the wall, out, just against the wall, lined up. So didn't think about it. A guy was cleaning the room. Well, he was finna go clean our room, get the towels and stuff up. And I left my stuff there, but I left my car keys there. I left my car keys there. I left my my beard stuff and the deodorant and all that stuff. But he ran back with me with the car keys, like, hey, you've got your keys. I said, oh, thank you. I need that, even though they were my car keys when my car was here, not for the rental car that we had. So I'm like, that was nice. I gave him a tip, and he went in to clean the towels up. So I didn't think nothing at all of it. I'm like, okay, that's what they do. That's how they get down. Hey, do your job. So we went to do something. What did I do? No. So this what happened. I went to pick up some more people, get another rental car, pick up more people, take them all to the Airbnb to get logged in. And we did that. Got dressed, did some water thing. No, we was going to do some water things, and then we come back. Me and Chase came, where I dropped them off at the beach at the Doubletree. I decided to go upstairs to change. And when I came back up and changed, I know I had bought some little cooler things I've been drinking lately. And I looked in the refrigerator, I noticed the coolers were gone. Now, out of all the things, I noticed the coolers were gone. So I'm like, man, they took out my coolers. So I'm like, that's a red flag. Then I looked on my counter, all my stuff on the counter is gone. So I'm like, this is a red flag. Like, man, what happened? So I called, I said, man, y'all came through, cleared up all my stuff, man. I had coolers and this on so-and-so. So they were like, okay, we thought you were going some mix up, whatever, so-and-so. Did they even say that? But I don't, it was something of that nature. Because it was a lot going on. My man was just like, pfft. But anyway, the stuff came back. Then when I come back, I noticed that I was finna change to go out. We finna change to go out because now I got to put on regular clothes. I'm like, wait a minute. Where's my shoes? And where's my baby shoes? Jay's shoes. So I'm like, okay, they returned the coolers and the drinks or whatever, but they didn't return our shoes because I called and I told them, and if they knew that they took all that stuff out of my room, how come y'all didn't return my shoes? Now, my little crazy butt out all the times, me to go somewhere, I had my little Jordans on. So they took my Jordan shoes, and they took my baby shoes. He had some nice little Pumas and some Nikes, whatever. They took his shoes, and I was like, oh, I couldn't take this. So I called everybody that was down at the beach, like, man, they took my stuff, I was snapping, but I wasn't loud, I wasn't cursing, I don't do that. I don't know how. I do, but I don't do it like that unless it's needed. And the manager, he was kind of nice. He said, I don't have the key to check and see if I can get your stuff right now, but they usually lock everything up. I said, it was weird. Let me tell you why it was weird, because the first red flag was that gentleman saw my stuff in my room because he saw my keys, and he came and ran and gave me my keys back. So that's a red flag for him right now to see that, hey, they're not going away. They got their stuff. Their stuff is still here. That's the first red flag. Second red flag, I noticed when I was in the room, everything was clear, but me and Chase had 2 bags of potato chips. 2 bags of chips, y'all, and 2 waters open. That was still there. So if your protocol was to clean up this whole room and get everything cleared out, why y'all didn't touch those chips in the water? But y'all stole my shoes. So as I was explaining that to them, he was apologetic. He said he didn't know what to do. Right now we got to wait till the manager come on the first shift because she has the keys to open up the room where they put stuff that stuff gets stolen, or they just take people's stuff and put it in the room. He said, come back at 8 o'clock that morning. So I said, okay. I was a little bit upset, but I was a little bit thrown off because my peoples went and talked to him. And they got upset because I was talking to them. I'm looking like, who does that? We supposed to be family. We supposed to be us against them, but it got weird. And I said, okay, that it is what it is. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go my way, y'all go y'all way, do y'all thing, whatever, so and so. So this was one of the cool parts. Well, this is when you calm down but control your narrative, because took them back to Airbnb because I'm like, I'm just don't want to be bothered with nobody. So I took them back, and I was waiting around for something I can't remember. Chase to do something or get something, do something. I was sitting in the car, weirdest thing on the planet Earth. It was four, five guys, black guys in a golf cart. Could get around a golf cart to move around over there. And every time I go out of town and I see, I mean to say black, but other people of our culture, it was 4 guys of our culture that was there. And I said, when I see people of our culture out of town, especially there, it was in South Carolina, it was a little bit kind of, the race thing was kind of standing out. But, you carry yourself a certain way, you don't have to worry about it. So I'm like, when I see my culture, especially in the surroundings of a majority of other cultures, I speak. So I'm looking like, yeah, I'm going to speak to these brothers, say what's up to them, And I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. I know one of these brothers. So just so happened one of my big bros, Tron was out there with his people. So I'm like, that gave me a sense of security, because it's like, nah, my boys out here. Y'all got y'all family, your family thing over there. My family here too now. Well, we all family, but Tron is more like my side, my family. So I'm like, I got my family, so I felt good. So we talked. He was telling his guys about my clothing brand. He gave me his number, said, man, hit me later, we hang out. I'm like, oh, thank you. So the narrative started to change already, because then he stole my shoes. I went to a nasty hotel. I got into it with my people, my other family, got into it with them. So I'm like, and then Chase, he don't, the kids, they want to go have fun. So I wasn't going to act funny because the adults acting funny. So I'm like, go have fun, man. Do your thing. As long as you got enough money, do what you got to do. So when I saw Tron, I'm like, oh, thank you. I feel good. So I got my boys, my people's here. So I go back to the hotel and just relaxed. Wait till that next morning, because the next morning we had to do the AV or that RT, whatever they're driving when you're driving the mud and stuff. But I had to meet the people at 8, and the ride started at 8:30. So I know time was consumed. So what I did was I get up that morning, went down there to talk to them. Now I'm talking to another person. She didn't know what was going on. She was just at the desk. And she said, well, we're going to look into it. I'm going to send them messages and let them know. Now, first of all, the manager on that second shift that I talked to, he's supposed to put notes on the file. Apparently, he didn't do that. It was some other lady I was talking to with housekeeping. She's supposed to know what's going on. She claimed she did, but they still didn't have nothing. She felt if they don't find nothing, ain't nothing stolen, ain't nothing missing. So that was like kind of hurtful. And so I talked to the lady. She was nice, so she made me feel good. And some people are good at making you feel good. So she's like, I don't worry, we'll get it. You'll be okay, Mr. Pickett. This is that, so and so. She said, go enjoy yourself, enjoy your ride. We got you. She was like, people, they'll return lots of money and stuff. I'm like, that don't even sound right. But y'all took my little Jordan shoes. But so anyway, I go to the AV ride thing, RT, whatever ride it is. We do that. Me and Chase get on there in the mud. That was nice. That was good. Had a good time with that. Then came back, changed clothes, and then we went to the petting zoo where you pet the animals. So I pet a monkey, a tiger, Chase. We took pictures together. That was nice with the animals. That was real nice. And I just felt good, and I felt like, okay, that's a beautiful thing. So now to me, the narrative is changing now, because it's like, it's a better, peaceful day. And then later on, I met back with the family. We was together, the little family members, we was all together again. We kind of was all cool. We ate, played the little golf thing, the little top golf, and drinking. I bought some drinks for the nephews and stuff, and just socialized with them. And I can't have no ill will with nobody. Some people not used to people that's don't hold grudges, so it throws them off. But I don't hold no grudge, no reason to. I'm gonna still be Cliff, I'm gonna still have fun. So everything was cool. So after that, we went to the game room. That was nice. I enjoyed myself at the game room. So then this is what happened. That night, I decided just to drive around a little bit after I dropped them off, because I'm still a little bit like mad about my shoes. So I just drove around a little bit that night. And I just drove through the set, like I guess you call it the set or the boulevard. And as I'm driving, I see all this activities going on. I mean, lights, camera, action, and rides, and people feeling good and have a good time. I'm like, But this is what I'm supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be doing this, I thought, as a family, because there's a lot of kid stuff out here. But, like I said, the weird stuff got going on. So I just cruised, found somewhere to eat, ate something. Just explored the life of the city out there. And I said, tomorrow, what I'm going to do is get up and have some fun. So with that being said, the beginning of this trip was very interesting. And this is, like I said, this is the part one. The beginning of the trip was interesting, how I was at a bad hotel, and I had to change the narrative and get me something to drink so I can relax. Got a good hotel, and the narrative changed after they stole my stuff, that I ran into a friend of mine from the neighborhood, so they kind of relaxed me. And that was the change of the narrative, which was control, because I had to think to myself, like, Cliff, this can't be. And then the simple fact, we did have a good family day afterwards. So that was a good thing about the narrative. So controlling your narrative is a possible thing. I share these stories for you guys to show that I'm not perfect. I still go through stuff that's weird in life, but I also can't control it 100%. But sometimes you use your strength of your mind. You can control situations and make good of it. So this is going to be the part one of this video. I'll make another part two afterwards. But like I said, it's a lot of information to collect, and it's an experience that I want to share with you guys. So like always, remember, you can control your narrative. And this is part one of my Myrtle Beach adventure, because it's going to get very interesting. And like always, if no one told you they love you, I do, and I'm glad to be back home. Peace and blessings, and I'll see you on part two of this video.